So let's go ahead and begin. So again, this is Power Hour. This is a 60-minute Power Vinyasa Yoga practice. So Vinyasa just means that we're going to flow. We're going to be moving together. We might build up a little sweat, but be sure just to take a break anytime you need to. Grab some bottled water, and you'll be good to go. Here's what we're going to focus on today. I've called this class Half Moon Practice. That just means that we're going to be practicing a particular pose, and it's a balancing posture called Half Moon pose. But I've got some extra poses that we'll be doing in this sequence that will resemble actually crescent moons. So I thought maybe this can be a moon series or just a half moon practice, since that's one of the main postures that we'll be focusing on. So in this practice, there'll be a number of things we'll be focused on physically. So of course, balance because of half moon, and there's some hamstring work, there is some core work, there is also, what else? There's a whole lot more. So hamstrings, balancing, you'll see as we get through it. So let's go ahead and see what kind of prompts that we'll use for our practice today. So maybe a couple of blocks that will certainly help with some of our balancing poses. So a couple of blocks or something stackable. It can even be a chair. If you have a chair nearby, you want to pull in a chair like in front of your yoga mat, and you can place your hands on it for some balance if you don't happen to have like yoga blocks or a book. But a chair could come in handy as well. That's it. And that will begin our practice. So let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. So I invite you to stand nice and tall near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, toes forward. You might start with a few deep breaths in and out, just to get reconnected with breath, tuning into breath. Very nice. This helps you to settle into the space, helping you to prepare for your moving practice. You can do this in stillness with your eyes opened, maybe gazing forward or downward. You might even close your eyes and take a journey inward, continuing with slow, steady breaths in and out. You want to breathe in a way where you can feel your breath, maybe rising up to fill up your lungs as you inhale. When you exhale, you want to connect to your center where you engage the abdominal lock. So you're drawing your navel inward towards your spine, that light contraction. You can do that a few more times. A nice full breath in, breath rising, filling up your lungs, and just feel yourself grow a little taller. Exhaling to engage your belly. Good. And as you're feeling that, also listen to the sound of your breath, helping you to be more present and connected. Again, all wonderful ways to prepare for our moving practice together. Our half moon practice involving crescent moons and half moon poses. So as I mentioned, it'll involve some balancing, some lunges, some side bends. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths in and out as we prepare our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. A good stretch. Reach all the way up like you're going to touch the ceiling. And exhale will fold forward, so it's a good hinge from your hips. You can bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down, perhaps touching your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs to extend your spine, long, flat back. Exhale will fold, coming back down. Let's hold here for several breaths. So you can start to feel that lengthening sensation down through the backs of your legs, hamstrings and calves. Even some release down through your back. And if you're hanging heavily forward here, you might want to loosen up your shoulders by creating some big circles with your shoulders and arms. You can even gently move your head, shake your head, no and nod yes, just to release
letting all that tension go. And since we're close to the floor in this forward fold like this, just imagine all that tension just rolling right off of your body. And then shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees. Feel like you're sitting down into a low chair. Look forward. That should extend your spine. Then extend your arms out to the side. Then press heels strongly into the floor to help straighten the legs, standing up tall. Reach up into the air. Another big stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. A return to mountain pose. Hold here for a couple breaths. We're going to do that exact same sequence, just warming up the body, moving with breath. Vinyasa. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. Feel that stretch and lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, lead with your heart. Fold forward with bent knees, making your way down. Inhale, sliding your hands up the legs, extending spine, the crown of your head leading you forward. Exhale, back down we go. We'll hold, but not as long, but just hold briefly here. Maybe this ragdoll effect of the body as you hang heavily forward. Now go ahead and shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, feel like you're sitting down, look forward, extend your arms out to the side, full breath in, standing up tall, reach up even higher as you're able, exhale, arms return down by your side. Let's hold here a little longer, return to breath, and I'd even encourage you to roll the shoulders again, maybe some circles backward, and then perhaps forward, and maybe a movement of your neck. Let's do this, so ear to shoulder, very gently and slowly, ear to shoulder. So you can feel that stretch kind of down through the side of the neck. And then we're going to nod. We're going to look down. So bring chin down towards chest, but then come back up to neutral. That's it. You don't have to tip the head back. So just down and then back up. You can even hold it down for a moment. Feel that lengthening through the back side and then back up. And one more circle of the shoulders. Very nice. So some of the postures we're going to be doing will involve shoulders, neck, and head a little bit. All right, let's face the top of the mat. And let's flow. Inhale, reach up into the air. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward. You can always bend your knees. Inhale, let's rise up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose. As we exhale, bend your knees enough to place your hands on your mat, and then step both of your feet back into plank pose. We'll pause here in this strong straight line. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips up into the air, downward facing dog. Adjusting your feet, adjusting your hands a little bit. Let's hold here. Several breaths. You can keep a softness in the knees. When the knees stay bent, that'll keep mobility in your hips, allowing your hips to perhaps lift up a little higher. That will help to extend the spine. As the hips lift, hands press down into the earth. That brings more energy and strength to the arms, and again, more length through the spine and torso. Let's take a breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly, navel to spine, walk, step, or even hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale to extend spine, monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Shifting weight into your heels, bend your knees. Let's inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way back up, reach high. Let's keep it moving as we exhale, sit into chair pose. So we're going to move right away. Breathing in while in chair pose, exhale, diving out of the seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway to your flat back or monkey. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the floor, step, walk, or even hop both feet back, plank pose, breathe in. This exhale, bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs as you lower yourself down towards the ground. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. This could also be cobra pose if you'd like. Then exhale onto your toes, lifting hips up into the air, downward facing dog. Go ahead and settle into the pose for a few breaths. Again, softness in the knees, hips high, hands press firmly into the ground. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reach long. Exhale, let's bring right foot up to the top of the mat. Turn left heel to the floor behind you, shifting the weight back, planted firmly into the mat behind you. Then we'll inhale, hinge from hips, rising up, reach up into the air facing forward. That's warrior one. We'll exhale to hinge, fold, bring hands back down to the ground. Step right foot back to meet the other. Bend elbows, lower your way down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Setting it up. Then inhale to extend left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the floor, pressing foot back down into the mat. Inhale, float your way up, arms up into the sky. And your exhale to hinge, fold, bring hands back down to the ground. Let's step left foot back, plank, bend elbows, coming down, completing the series, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We'll arrive here and pause here for a couple breaths. Check in with your body and breath. Then we're going to go to the floor. You can just kneel down to take a seat, or if you'd like, with an exhale, hop forward, cross your legs, take a seat. Sit in the center of your mat and go ahead and roll down onto your back. We're going to move into bridge pose. You're going to lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Let's just pause here for a moment so everything does relax for a moment. You might take the opportunity to tune into breath once again. Reconnect. When you're ready, take a nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engaging belly. You might even feel your low back press into the floor with that engagement. And then peel away from the floor, lifting hips up into the sky. You can stay just like that with your arms down on the ground. But you can involve the upper body and shoulders a little bit. What I like to do is rock left and right a little bit with the upper body to get the arms and shoulders underneath more. And then I bend the elbows at 90 degrees, press down into the ground with the elbows and triceps. And that helps to lift the upper body a little bit, helps to stabilize the body a bit more. And we'll hold here, this very engaged position. It is a back bend. I did mention that some of the postures that we're doing today will involve some back bending, not too much. Some deep breaths here. We'll take 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, just wiggle the toes forward a little bit, extend your arms straight up into the air. That'll get the shoulders out from underneath you. And then roll your way back down to the ground, make contact. And then hug both knees into chest. Take some breaths. We're getting ready for boat pose, so with a good exhale, whenever you're ready, rock your way up to seated so we can come into boat pose. So you might do this with the feet lifted off the ground like this. I like to flex the feet, it just keeps the legs strong. Shins might be parallel to the floor. And I like to start holding on to the legs here to help extend spine, literally lifting myself up. Nice inhale to help that lift, exhaling to engage belly. Now I can maintain this hold of the legs or release the legs like so, and you can do the same, or continue to hold on. We're going to move right away. We got a lot of work to do, so we're going to keep it moving. Breathe in. Let's exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose, arrive. We'll take a shortcut to down dog, so bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Let's continue with our lunges. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, back and back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, back to warrior 1. Plant that left heel. Firmly planted as you inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, opening now to a warrior 2. I like to take my feet a little bit wider right here and lunge a little bit deeper. And then taking arms out parallel to the floor. Warrior 2. Hold here for just a moment just to energize the body and feel this position. This is actually getting us ready, starting to get us ready for half moon. Okay, we're going to go to side angle. We're going to reach forward, rotate the arms. Right arm comes down, left arm reaching up into the air. Just a nice opening for the whole front side of the body in addition to the hips, inner thighs. You're welcome to reach all the way down to the floor with this right hand or your stacked blocks if you happen to have them. I like to keep this modification of the pose, just having my arm essentially braced against the inner leg. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll carefully turn. Let's bring hands down to the floor. Step back, plank. Arrive here, hold. Another shortcut to down dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up and back, reaching through your toes. Exhale, stepping left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor behind you. Inhale, float up, reach up, warrior 1. And our exhale, turning torso towards the right side of the room, warrior 2. Make some adjustments with your feet if you need to. Make sure this left knee and toes are pointing directly forward for a nice alignment, as well as that nice opening and release in the left inner thigh. Nice energy through the arms. Side angle, reaching out, rotate the arms, left arm reaching down.
while right arm is reaching up. Several breaths. Same thing, you can touch the ground if you'd like with this left hand, or stay up a little higher or much higher. What you could even do is this left arm can rest on the leg or even your hand. Just as long as you have a slight angle in this upper body, you're in the pose. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll turn, bringing hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Let's take chaturanga this time. Bending elbows, lowering chest downward. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, extending spine. And a fold on the exhale. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. Reach into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. All right, since there are going to be some balancing poses, let's get into some balance. I always like to start with tree pose. So go ahead and start in mountain pose. We're going to be balancing on one foot. I'm going to try to mirror you. So start shifting weight into right foot. Press right foot into the floor strongly. Take a full breath in to fill up your lungs, fill up your heart. Exhale, draw belly in. We'll flip the left foot into the air. And we'll swing the knee out to the side, opening up through the hip, and placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. Once that's in place, inhale, let's extend the arms up, reach up. Nice energy in the reaching arms, an energy or feeling of a stretch and lengthening through the sides of the body here. Deep breaths. Let's hold for a little bit. Very good. Go ahead and keep the arms extended. You're going to swing left knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground and then bring your arms back down by your side. Pause for a moment. You can even shake out those shoulders again and get ready for the other side. Take your time with this. Go ahead and shift weight into left foot now, pressing foot into the floor. Standing nice and tall, extended spine. Inhale, fill up your heart. Exhale, engaging belly. We'll float the right foot up, swing the knee out to the side, and then place foot on the inside of your standing leg. Then inhale, let's take the arms up into the air, reach into the sky. We'll hold for several breaths. You might focus on something out in front of you, or even down low. What I would suggest is keep your head neutral, nice little aligned with the rest of your spine, but just drop your eyes, just your eyes, towards the floor, because that can help with balance. Let's keep the arms in the air. We'll swing right knee forward now, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot down, and then arms down. There we are, mountain pose. Wiggle the fingers, circle your wrists, circle your shoulders. Get a sip of water if you'd like. All right, whenever you're ready, we'll start our next series here. We'll inhale, extend arms up into the air, and exhale, swan dive. Inhale, rise up halfway. I'm just going to go through a nice flow here. Exhale, bending, hands to the floor. Walk, step, or hop back. Plank pose. Come down. Bend elbows. Squeeze them in towards ribs as you come down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Keep it moving. Inhale, extend right leg up. Reach. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants down behind you. Find that balance between both feet. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And our exhale, warrior two. Quick adjustments. Right away to side angle. Reach forward. Rotate the arms. Right hand down, left hand up. We're still in motion. Breathe in. Reach high and low. Exhale, turn. Hands to the floor. Step back. Plank pose. Come on down. Up dog. You can always do cobra or some variation. Downward facing dog as you exhale. An in-breath to extend left leg up. Exhale to step through to the top. Right heel plants into the floor. Find your balance first, then rise. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, here's warrior two. Side angle pose when you're ready, reaching forward to angle the body. Left hand down, right hand up. Inhale, extend, open. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank, complete the series. Come on down. Up dog and downward facing dog. Hold for a second. Take a breath. Bring knees to the floor. Sit back briefly in hero, just to get off the hands for a moment and just circle the wrists. That's all. We're also getting a quick little stretch through the thigh, knees, and ankles. bring in your blocks. You may not need them. You might even just place them at the top of the mat so they're easily available for you. Okay? And then return to a down dog. Hands out front, tuck toes, lift knees and hips. We're going to go into some deep lunges. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. Right foot to the top of the mat. Stay here in this runner's lunge like this. And bring left knee to the floor. Once you bring it down, use the knee and toes to actually crawl or step it back a little bit. So it's kind of lengthening, and you're starting to get some extension through this left hip flexor. This is where you could use the blocks if you wanted to. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to keep my hands on the inside of the right foot, but actually move my foot out of the way. It's kind of in the way right here. The leg is not really in the way. So I'm just kind of shifting my foot way off to the edge and even turning my leg out at an angle. That provides a lot more space for my hands that I can place on these blocks. This is optional. You can just keep the hands on the floor. Push into the floor or blocks to help lift and extend spine, but even feel like you're being led forward. And just notice the sensations that are created here. Left hip flexor stretched and lengthened, right inner thigh stretching, releasing, especially since the leg is kind of out to the side at an angle like this. And the higher up we go, like this with the upper body, I'm just kind of walking up to my fingertips a little bit. You're getting a little bit into a back bend, so you're going to feel that in the low back. But you can release that by bringing the hands forward and even down, meaning bringing the elbows all the way to the floor or your stacked blocks. For me, the stacked blocks is just the right height. Let's hold here for several breaths. Okay, like I said, part of our work today is going to be some lunges, and this is it. Let's take 3 more breaths down here. Take your time to lift yourself up if you are down low. You can even move your blocks out of the way here. Getting out of that deep lunge, so lifting your hips, pulling them back a little bit. I'm going to bring this right foot back in onto the mat. Reposition my right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tuck toes back here, left foot, and lift the knee. So I'm back into this runner's lunge. Find that balance, find your center so you can easily get hands off the floor to rise up to a high lunge right here. High lunge, sometimes called crescent lunge. And while we're here, interlace your fingers, but keep the index fingers pointing up and even reach up, extending the arms, and your arms might even touch your ears. Reaching, and you can add more to this. Now this is a little bit more of that back bend feel. Reach up, look up, and even start to point slightly back behind you. Now, the balance we need to maintain is down low, of course. So we have to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, just release the fingers, fold, bring hands down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose, hold. Shortcut down dog, bend knees, hips into the sky. Let's hold down dog for a moment, just so we can get that re-extension through the spine, because those postures we just did involve some back bend, which affects the lower back. All right, whenever you're ready, let's extend left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot near the top of the mat. Stay here, runner's lunge. Right knee comes down to the ground. But use the right knee and toes to step it back, starting to feel that extension through right hip flexor. Reposition left hand to the inside of the left foot so you can move this left foot out to the side and a bit at an angle, creating a lot more space in this left inner thigh. I'm going to bring in those blocks again, putting my hands up on the blocks. So just push into the blocks or floor to feel lifted and feel like you're going forward. And you kind of sink into the hips a little bit, deepening the sensation. You can stay up high. The higher you go, the more of that back bend you'll create. You can even do that mildly. And then make your way forward. You can just be like this, just to get out of that back bend sensation, or come all the way down, maybe to elbows, to the blocks or ground.
And this is where we'll hold for several breaths. But if this is too deep, or there's just way too much sensation in a way that it causes anxiety, then you want to release back out of the pose so it doesn't stress out your system. Take deep breaths. Noticing the sensations in your body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. When you're ready to come out, move slowly. If you made it down to your elbows, slowly coming back up onto the hands. If you got those blocks, I'm just going to move those blocks forward so they're out of the way. Lifting hips so I can get out of that deep lunge. I'm going to heel toe my left foot back in. Reposition left hand to the outside of the left foot there. Tuck toes behind. Lifting the knee. So returning to that runner's lunge. Finding that balance so you can rise up to high lunge, like so, or crescent lunge. That's our crescent moon posture I was talking about. Arms reaching up, interlace fingers with index fingers reaching up. Maybe the arms touch the ears. Reach high, lunge low. You can stay like this. You're already in a slight back bend. If you need to release out of that back bend, hinge forward. But if you're able to go into that back bend, you want to lift up and then tip back. You just want to create as much space as possible in the low back region. And to maintain balance, squeeze inner thighs towards each other. You might even focus upward. All right, inhale. Exhale, release hands, fold slowly. Bring hands to the floor. A step back plank. Shortcut down dog. Let's hold down dog. Take the opportunity to feel that nice extension through the spine. What I like to do is actually, I call it wag your tail. Just move your hips a little bit just to find some release in the low back. Okay, another lunge series. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Right foot to the top of the mat, warrior 1. Opening warrior 2. Okay, let's meet together in warrior 2. We're going to triangle pose. So you're going to straighten your right leg. Nice straight leg. Reach out over right leg. Angled upper body, rotate the arms. So we moved into triangle pose. This is another posture that's going to help us with half moon. Getting some lengthening and stretch through the hamstrings. Opens up through the hips and through the whole front body. Some deep breaths here. This right hand is resting somewhat lightly on the leg here in the front or even to the side. Again, feeling this stretch is for me, it's in the upper hamstring area. To come out of the pose, we're going to bend this right knee, a nice lunge, come back up through a warrior 2. You're going to reverse the warrior by taking right hand up into the air, maybe slightly behind you, mostly up. And then a windmill, bringing hands down to the floor, and just step back all the way to downward facing dog, both feet on the ground. Okay, same thing. Let's just find some re-extension through spine. And when you're ready, we'll do the other side. Go ahead and inhale, extend left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior 1. Exhale, opening warrior 2. Arriving. Set up for triangle. So you're going to straighten the left leg. Reach out over this left leg, rotate the arms. Here we are. Now my left hand lands about right at the knee. Yours might be higher on the inner thigh, but you certainly might be lower, past the knee, down by your shin and calf or even your ankle. That's all correct. Left hand is kind of resting lightly on the leg perhaps, or in the inner thigh. So you really feel the stabilization of your core system to hold the pose. To come out of the posture, let's bend the left knee for the lunge. Use that as leverage to come back up to warrior 2, and then reverse your warrior, taking left hand up, maybe slightly back, but mostly up. Opening up through that whole left side. We'll breathe in, and our exhale. Windmill. Bring hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose this time. Come down, chaturanga, just to complete that whole series. Up dog, and downward facing dog. Hold. Then jump, step, or walk both feet up to the top of your mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Let's hold that for a moment. Again, some more release in the low back. Keep the neck and head loose. Maybe circle your shoulders again. Weight shift into your heels. Bend your knees. Look forward. Spread your wings. Inhale, let's stand up tall. Reach up into the sky. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. All right, let's work our way towards that half moon pose, since that's one of our featured postures. Here's where you might want to use your blocks again. So I'm going to bring in my blocks, or just be sure they're nearby. I can easily grab them, and they're just near the top of the mat, just in front of my yoga mat there. Okay, so just follow me. So we're standing in mountain pose. Take a couple deep breaths just to prepare yourself, and we'll break this down. We're going to inhale, extend the arms up into the air. Just reach high to get some length. Exhale, just bring your arms back down by your side. Put a softness in the knees. Start shifting weight into right foot. Plant it into the floor. We're going to hinge forward just a tiny bit and start stepping the left foot back, and just until you're just balanced on your toes back there. Right knee is soft. We're going to take those arms back up into the air. Reach. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to tip as the arms come down. Find those blocks. Catch the hands on the blocks. But that left foot should be kind of light. So as the hands come down, lift that left leg. Right there. Energetically reach to the back of the room here. Now we're using these blocks, maybe stacked blocks, and you can stack them as high as you need to for stability. Okay? To help you extend spine, so you feel like you're going forward, but also backward at the same time through the left leg. Now I've moved my blocks more over to the right side of the mat, because I'm just going to keep my right hand on those stacked blocks. I'm going to extend my left arm out to the left side. Inhale to get some more length through spine, arm, and leg, and then continue opening on the exhale. Like I was like a door that was just opening up towards the left side of the room. So this left hand is reaching into the air. Mostly my front body and hips and pelvis are facing the left side of the room. But if you can see me, I'm still looking at the floor. That's just helping me with balance. You can challenge that balance by looking forward to the left side of the room or up towards the ceiling past your left hand. Let's inhale, more extension. As we exhale, let's close the door. Bring the left hand down to the floor or stacked blocks. We're going to bend the left knee that's in the air. Bring that knee in towards your chest. Do that and round your spine at the same time. Set the left foot onto the floor. Plant both feet. I'm just going to move my blocks for a second. We're in a forward fold. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Grow tall again, reaching into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very good. Shake all that out. Or get a sip of water if you need to, if you need a quick break. I'm just going to adjust my mat a little bit. We're going to do the other side. So that's half moon pose. It is a balancing posture. It opens up through the hips, your front side. Nice hamstring stretch there too. Alrighty, let's get ready. We're going to break it down for the other side. Got our blocks ready to go. Mountain pose. So your blocks can be a little bit more on the left side of your mat. Same thing, we're just going to start with that arm extension, both arms up just to get spinal extension. Exhale, arms back down. Feel very tall, remain tall. Put a little softness in the knees, keep them bent. Shift weight into left foot now. Plant that left foot strongly. Hinge forward a tiny bit. We need that balance so we can start tiptoeing the right foot back and just kind of plant yourself there so you feel stable. But not a whole lot of weight in that back foot, mostly in the front foot. Let's take the arms up into the air. Inhale. As we exhale, look at your blocks, carefully fold. Bring the hands down to catch the blocks. And then that right foot can just easily float up into the air. Energetically reach back through that your right foot. Stack your blocks a little higher to help you extend your spine so it feels like you're going forward. All right, let's get those blocks underneath the left hand so your right hand is free. Let's take the right arm out to the right side of the room. Inhale to extend those limbs. Hand,
leg, and even your torso. Inhale. Exhale, open your body towards the right side of the room, even if it doesn't open up all the way. That's okay because it doesn't have to. Any movement is perfect. Right leg is lifted, right hand is in the air. You're balancing on one foot. You're in the pose. Even if you need to step out of the pose or you lose your balance, that's okay. You're doing it correctly. You can look down at the floor or across the room or up at the ceiling. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll turn, bring your right hand back down to the floor or blocks. We're bending the right knee. Bring that right knee in towards chest, rounded spine. Plant foot into the floor. Forward fold. I'm just moving my blocks. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Let's re-extend that spine nice and tall. And arms back down. Very nice. Hold for a moment. I'm going to take you through a little sequence here where we'll take our bodies into a forward fold and step back into a deep lunge. Okay? So just follow me. We've already done some deep lunges, so this will feel somewhat natural or familiar. Here we go. We're going to inhale, take both arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, bend knees, hinge at the hips, touch toes. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold until your hands or fingertips come to the floor. You're going to step your left foot back, left foot back, way back. So that means bending the right knee so the left foot can step way back. Set the left knee onto the floor. You might even flatten that back foot. Hug to inner thigh, so squeeze legs towards center. So you can reach forward with the arms, interlace fingers, reach up, look up, and maybe reach back. So we've done this posture a little bit where we did it on our toes. We had the left knee in the air, we were on our toes behind us. So this is Anjaneyasana. Okay, just a different version of our crescent lunge or kind of that crescent moon pose. Breathe in, exhale, fold, bring hands down to the floor, tuck your toes behind you, step back, plank pose. Yes, chaturanga. Up dog, and downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. As we fold, same thing, bring hands to the floor. Step right foot way back. Bend the left knee so you can really step back far. Bring right knee to the floor. Find center. Always squeeze to inner thighs. Reach forward with the arms. Reach up, interlace fingers. Keep reaching for the ceiling. Look up, slightly back. So we're in this deep lunge. And we've got this back bend. Anjaneyasana. Squeeze to inner legs to help with the balance. Breathe in. Exhale carefully. Fold. Bring hands to the floor. Tuck toes behind you. Lifting that knee and hips. So you can slide left foot back. Plank pose. Feel that straight line in the body. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Let's take right leg up into the air. Right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. Opening warrior 2. We're going to go into triangle pose here. Straighten right leg. Reach forward. Right hand down, left hand up. So we're going to take this posture into a warrior 3 to get us into half moon. Follow me. We're breathing in. As we exhale, we're just kind of loosening out of this pose so you can actually turn your torso facing forward. Let's bend this right knee. A push from that back foot and kind of launch yourself forward. Reach arms forward, or if those blocks are handy, hands can come down onto those blocks while this left leg reaches into the air right behind you. Right hand stays on the floor or blocks. Left hand extends out to the side as you open up sideways. Half moon. So it was triangle to warrior 3 to half moon. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand comes down.
Square out the hips here, bend left knee, bring it in towards chest. Set the left foot down, forward fold. Monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. Complete the series if you'd like here, chaturanga. You can always take the shortcut to down dog. We'll meet up together in down dog. Let's do the same on the other side. So inhale, extend left leg up. Left foot to the top of the mat. Basic flow. So warrior one. Reaching high. Exhale, open, warrior two. Set it up for triangle. Straighten left leg. Reach out. Rotate arms. Triangle pose. So we can get all these extensions. And if you think about it, this is almost half moon. We're just not balancing on one foot. We're just on 2 feet. Because the body is open sideways in our half moon position. So that's where we're going now. But first we have that interlude of going into warrior three. Inhale. Exhale to lift slightly, turn facing forward, bend left knee, push from that back foot so you can launch yourself forward into warrior three. Arms can be out in front extending. I'm going to bring in those blocks. It just helps with stability, finding that balance, strong right leg. Block is underneath the left hand, extending right arm out to the right side, turning sideways, opening as best as you can here. Half moon. There we are. Breathe in. Exhale carefully. Bring right hand back down to the floor or blocks. Square out the hips. Bend right knee. Bring it in towards chest. Set foot down next to the other. Inhale, extend spine. And then fold. Weights in the heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing. Reach up into the air. Big stretch. Exhale, arms down by your side. Hold here. Circle out those shoulders. Grab a sip of water if you'd like. All right, we're just going to add one simple segment but put it right into the full series of what I've got prepared for you. I'm just going to adjust my mat so you can get a sip of water there. Blocks are ready. I'm going to suggest that you have your blocks slightly off to the right side because we're going to be going to that half moon again with right hand on the floor or block. So just make sure your blocks are in the right spot. Okay, so we're coming back to mountain pose. We're adding another little crescent shape in the body for our half moon series here. So just follow me, very simple. Here we go, we're going to inhale, take the arms up into the air, interlace your fingers here at the top. Keep reaching up into the sky as you exhale. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, kind of tip to the right side. Just lean to the right a little bit. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Just a little bit. These are our little crescent moon side bends. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold. Okay, we're going into those Anjaneyasana postures, those crescent moon lunges. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Step your left foot back, left foot. Way back. Set the knee down. Find balance. Squeeze to inner thighs. Reach forward and up. Interlace fingers again. Reach high. Reach back. Hug to inner thighs. There's our deep lunge. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor. Tuck toes. Lift knee. Step right foot back. Plank, come down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Another back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use that to help extend spine. Inhale, extend right leg up. Reach, right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one. I call this the basic flow. Warrior one. Opening, warrior two. Set it up for triangle. We're going through that series. So it's triangle. Right here. Warrior three to half moon. Inhale, nice extension and expansion. Okay, lifting, turning, flying, warrior three. Use the blocks if you need to for balance. Nice extension of that left leg, extended spine. Right hand's on the blocks, left arm out to the left side. Opening when you're ready to your half moon pose. Here's a suggestion. Flex your left foot. Flex it, lift it. When you flex those muscles, it'll easily lift and keep you balanced. Helps to keep you balanced. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Hand to the floor. Bend left knee. Bring it in towards chest. Bring foot down to the floor. Balanced on 2 feet. Maybe move blocks over to left side. Let's inhale, reverse swan dive. Come up, reach up, interlace fingers. Keep reaching high. Inhale. Exhale, tip or lean to the left. Little side bend, crescent lunge or crescent moon shape. Inhale, back up. Center. Exhale, right side bend. There it is. Inhale, back up. Center. Exhale, release fingers, swan dive forward. Really take advantage of that forward fold right here. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, plant the hand, step your right foot back, way back. Bend the knee, bring it to the floor, flatten the right foot, hug to inner thighs, reach forward, rise up with the arms, interlace fingers, reach high. Hug to inner thighs for balance. Anjaneyasana. As we exhale, we fold. Hands to the floor, tuck toes, lift knee, lift hips. Slide left foot back, plank, come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Feel that re-extension of spine. Inhale, extend left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Basic flow. Right heel down. Reach forward, rise up. Exhale, opening warrior 2. Take it to triangle. Reach out, tip it over. There it is. Straight lines reaching in all these directions. Inhale. Warrior 3. Exhale, turn. Launch. Fly. Hands can be free, extending out front, or catch yourself with using the blocks, which I'm using. Right leg is in the air. Blocks are underneath left hand. Freeze up the right, so you can take it out to the right side, open up sideways. Flex right foot to help keep that right leg energized, to help you lift and open up through the hips. Breathe in. Exhale, bring right hand back down to the floor or block, square out the hips. Bend the right knee, bring it in towards chest, plant the foot, forward fold. Hold here for a moment for that release in the low back. Inhale, just lift up halfway, monkey. Exhale, plant the hand, step both feet back, plank pose. Once again, come down, chaturanga dandasana. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking advantage of down dog once again to help extend spine. Hips high, hands press into the floor. Take a couple breaths. So that was our sequence. Our crescent lunges, moon shapes, and of course our half moon pose. We're going back down to the floor. You can kneel down to take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. And once again, roll down onto your back. Let's pause here, lying on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor, because we're going to move one more time into bridge pose. But just find some comfort and ease in the body after that dynamic sequence. A lot of balancing work, a lot of lunging, incorporating a lot of back bends. So we're going to soften up this back bend. You can do this like we did before, just by lifting your hips and hold yourself up on your own, or maybe your stacked blocks to sit on. Here's how you do that. Breathe in fully, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage belly, lifting hips as high as you can so you can get those stacked blocks, or even just one, or even a rolled up blanket or something, and slide it underneath you and sit on the props. That way you feel a bit more relaxed in your front body opening and release, or supported back bend, supported bridge pose. Tune into your breathing. See if you're able to return to slow, deep breaths while we're holding in this posture. Very good. Take 3 more breaths here. Let's just continue this relaxation work as we get another step closer towards the closure of our practice. Whenever you're ready, lifting hips so you can remove the blocks, set them to the side, carefully make your way down to the floor. Go ahead and extend your body right here, extend the legs out front, and extend your arms behind you. Reach in these opposite directions, lengthening through the spine, sides of the body. Notice your shoulders, notice your low back, your hips. All right, and then just bring your arms down by your side for a moment. Just a quick preview to Shavasana. We're not there quite yet. We're going to move into happy baby pose, but we're going to do half happy baby pose. It'll resemble the very first deep lunge we did. Okay, so go ahead and hug right knee into chest. Hug it in gently. Take an opportunity here actually to circle the right ankle, circle the foot. Since we were doing some balancing work, I just want to find some relief. I like to do circles in both directions and then flex, point, flex, point. And if you can, wiggle your toes. Then we're going into that half baby pose. So we're bringing the right knee in directly towards chest, but then take it slightly outward, okay, outside the body and up towards shoulder. This is going to resemble that deep lunge where I had you move your foot off to the side and at an angle. We're kind of doing the same thing. Now you can just hold like this. This works just fine. But if you want to get a little deeper, more sensation, kind of kick that foot up towards the ceiling, reach up with the right hand, grab hold of the bottom of the right foot, and gently press down. So the knee feels like it's coming down towards the floor on the outside of your body. That really gets that upper hamstring, even in the socket here of the hips and hip and pelvis. You can just hold this posture. You can even add some gentle movements, maybe like taking this right foot out to the right side there to extend the right leg. That's a complete option. You don't have to do that. Holding here is perfect. It also affects the left side. Even though the left leg is straight, it's kind of energizing this left pelvic region. Let's just take 2 more breaths so we can do the other side. Half happy baby pose. And then we'll release this leg and extend it out onto the floor. Return to that preview of Shavasana to help realign the body. Take a breath. We'll do the other side whenever you're ready. Just hug left knee in. Just hold onto the shin or knee. An opportunity to circle the ankle just to loosen the ligaments and joints and bones. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Flex, point, flex, and point. And whenever you're ready, keep hugging in towards chest, then slightly outward. Hold like this if you want for the stretch. Or reach up, grab hold of the bottom of the left foot so the bottom of the foot's facing the ceiling, and then press gently down. That just creates a little bit of a different sensation here. Complete option, really. Right leg stays pretty engaged. I'm flexing the right foot and feeling the heel push forward. That'll keep this whole right side more stable. That's why this hip flexor is a little bit more alive. But you can feel the stretch quality more in that left leg. Keep it stabilized here, or even some movement with these little kicks. Open to extend the leg, that's an option. 2 more breaths. Release, extending left leg out front. Another preview to Shavasana. We're not quite there yet. Let's bring both knees to chest. And then circle. When you circle the legs like this, you might get a little bit more sensation, relief, and release maybe in the low back and hips. We'll take this to a twist in a moment. So take your knees over to the left side, down towards the floor as you extend your right arm off to the right side. Three more breaths here. Take your time. You can certainly hold this first side a little longer if this feels good for you. But whenever you're ready, just return to center. Hold center for a moment so things can come back to neutral. And then the other side. Knees to the right.
as you extend your left arm to the left. Once again, return to the awareness of your breathing. Hopefully slow, deep, settling breaths. Almost at the very end, maybe even thinking back on your dynamic flow, all the work that we did. 2 more breaths. And then taking your time to come back up to center, hold neutrally. Then extend legs out in front, arms down by your side. Now we've made it to Shavasana. Hold here as long as you need to. But certainly make some adjustments in your body so you feel completely comfortable here. If that means grabbing some props like a blanket or pillow for your body, please do that. So you can have this opportunity to comfort and nurture your body. You can also create that nurturing sensation with slow, deep breaths, closing your eyes, moving inward. Notice your breathing, slow, steady breaths, keeping you calm and at ease. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like, especially if you're very comfortable here. No need to move too quickly. Even as I end the practice, you can stay right where you are. Whenever you're ready to move, perhaps start with slow, deep breaths. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Feel the expansion in your lungs, the movement of this new energy flowing through your entire body. And with this new flow of new energy, feel movement return to your body as well. Take your time. And after your 5th breath, taking your time, moving in slow motion, you might carefully roll onto one side of your body, moving into a nurturing pose. Even holding here for a moment or 2 or longer. And when movement returns, carefully rise to a seated position. You might sit on a pillow or blanket. Finding your comfortable seat so you can sit up nice and tall with an extended spine. Maybe crossing your legs, arms just down by your side. Shoulders relaxed, hands in your lap or on your knees. Take a breath. And then one more movement together. Inhale, extend your arms all the way up, big stretch. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart, returning to stillness, taking another deep breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.